Manufacturers are starting to understand the need for lightweight family bunk models, and Springdale has a pretty good option. Let's check it out. So let's start off right here in the kitchen. Now, because this is a smaller RV, you're just not going to get a ton of counter space. They tried to maximize it by giving you a single bowl here as well as a 2-burner cooktop, and you'll see they turned it just to offer you this little bit of space right here. And that's about the best you're going to get in a layout like this. This is pretty standard in, again, this like 17, 18-foot box layout with the bunks. Is this kitchen set up here? Now, the sink isn't super deep, so you're not going to, again, be washing a ton of dishes in there. They did give you a kind of a high-rise faucet, but it ends up coming down here, so again, you're not getting a ton of space, but it will do the trick for things that are, for again, just like some smaller dishes. Same thing with the cooktop here. You have a 2-burner. Personally, I'd probably be doing more cooking outside, but you do have the option here. If we take a look underneath, this is something I really do like. I talked about big storage in here, and this is what I mean. This is part of it. You have enough space for a trash can under the sink, and honestly, I've seen much larger RVs that don't even offer that. As for the countertop, it is going to be a T-mold, which is probably my least favorite, but at this price point, I understand you have to save a little bit of money, and that is what they have done here. Dropping down underneath, you have 2 full extension ball bearing drawers there. So you do get 2 drawers, which offer a lot of space. Plus you have additional storage right up top. And I'll open this up. You can see this actually, again, is quite large. You'll also, of course, have the hood right above that 2-burner cooktop window in the back. And something I do like is that you have the outlet right here on the wall versus over to the side, just for safety reasons. If you have littles, a little bit harder for them to stick fingers or forks or anything else in the outlet up there. This one also, you will see, is pre-wired for that inverter. So if you do want to be able to operate that off-grid, you can get that inverter, get the Solar Flex package, and everything, or all these outlets in here are already pre-wired for it, or at least the majority of them. This setup is a little bit different too. I've seen some different configurations and what they do with this stack out. With the Springdale, you will see that they put the storage up top. It's not my favorite location just because it's a little bit tougher to reach if you're short. It's 6 foot tall. I can just about touch that back wall, but if you're shorter, again, you may have a little bit harder time. But by doing that, instead of having the microwave up here, it lowers the microwave, making the microwave easier to use. So I guess it's kind of a give and take. Underneath is going to be the 3.3 cubic foot 12-volt refrigerator. This is going to be the Everchill model that they currently have in here, although that may switch depending on supply issues. But that is what they have here as of now. And they did bolt or screw it to the cabinet here as well, so that it doesn't rattle around. I know that was an issue in a layout like this in some past years, so I do appreciate that. Underneath is going to be a furnace. We do have some manufacturers that do a fireplace instead of a furnace. I personally like the furnace because it allows for some fall camping, which myself, I liked being able to get out, especially when the colors, the leaves are turning. And I think being able to use your camper kind of into that extended season is a huge advantage. The dinette is right over to the side. I'll take a seat here just to kind of show you space. There is plenty of room for 4 people here, which is great. It's a pedestal style table. Honestly, this is not my favorite. They look really nice, but here's the issue. Is this right here, right? They're a little wobbly. I prefer if they have brackets and hook into the wall. But, again, it's not going to be a deal breaker. This does drop down into a sleeping space as well. You get the window so you can see out at your neighbors, I guess. But more than anything, it just lets in natural light. You will see the outlet over to the side, so that way if you need to plug anything in while you're here, if you're working on a laptop, something like that, or just charging your cell phone, it gives you the ability to do that. Again, more storage up top. And not only that, you also have storage space underneath both dinette seats. So as I said, even though it's a small RV, you do have pretty good storage options here in that main living area and kitchen. And then in the back corner are your bunks, 300-pound weight capacity. You'll see it is open right here. I kind of would like to have, some kind of curtain. I mean, I understand, right, that you're not going to be sitting right here at the dinette hanging out with friends while the kids are sleeping right here. I get it. But just in case, the kids go to bed a little bit earlier while you're out at the campfire, sometimes it's nice just to kind of have like that small space for them. But you will notice that there is light, both top and bottom. There's also USB ports in there in case, you need to kind of charge cell phones or plug in tablets, something like that, especially on a rainy day. That can be a lifesaver. All right, let's talk a little bit about the bathroom, because there's some things that I really do like here. The toilet, pretty standard stuff, nothing to write home about. You have a plastic bowl as you'd expect at this price point. But as far as space, if I sit here, You know, I am touching on the right shoulder. I'd probably put my arm up here, to be honest. But other than that, I have pretty good room with the door shut, decent leg room as well. I honestly don't have any complaints. What I do like is that they put a sink in here. A lot of times in this floor plan, they don't put a sink in, so then you have to wash hands and brush your teeth and everything else out at the kitchen sink, which I'm just not a huge fan of, so I do really like this. You will also see we have some additional storage space underneath that sink. You have the on-demand water heater here as well, which is a great feature. And over to the side, of course, again, is an electrical outlet. Plus, you get the mirror up top, so you have a spot where you can actually see yourself before you go out for the day. Now, for the shower, a few things here. You get a skylight, which is fantastic. You also see it has an actual surround, not just the wall board like I've seen in some other models, so that is really nice. And again, at 6 foot tall, I can actually stand up in here, which can't be said for all models. And the queen bed here, not only is it 60 by 74 inches, so it's a nice big queen size bed, right? A little bit shorter than your standard residential, but plenty of room for two. But you also get good storage underneath. Take a look at this. You can lift this up and you have all that storage space right there for some of your larger items. Love that they were able to include that space. And again, that is going to be pretty commonplace for this floor plan. Over to the side is going to be your side mount AC. Now, this is what most manufacturers use here. There are a few that do the roof mount in this layout, but the side mount's going to be a lot more common. Again, just to help lower that price point. And honestly, in most scenarios, that is really all you need to keep this one nice and cool. You'll also see you have the shelf across the top, as well as some additional wardrobe storage right over here to the side. Underneath is going to be your nightstand with an electrical outlet. Once again, that one is going to be pre-wired for the inverter. So if you have a CPAP machine that you want to use, you want to be able to use that while you don't have shore power, you can get that inverter added and be able to use that. Kind of same thing with the TV here. You have a spot to mount the TV. This electrical outlet, again, is also inverted for the exact same reasons. All right, let's take a look at the outside of the 2025 Keystone Springdale 1800 BH. Right up front, you're going to have your standard jack here, as well as a 20-pound propane tank, rails for your battery, and then a battery disconnect right over to the side. I do enjoy that battery disconnect. That way you can just kill all power to the RV. Coming around to the side here, we will take a look at the pass-through storage. Now, one of the things you will notice, it's going to be on the far side, it's a little tough to see, but over there is going to be that inverter prep as well as the solar prep, as I mentioned before, in case you want to add those. And then right up here is actually the tire link. In case you want that tire pressure monitoring, that is going to be the prep for that. So if you want a TPMS, it is nice and easy to install. Something else that I like is going to be the door itself. So the door, instead of having a clip like a lot of them have, has a magnet right here. And what you will notice is that it clears the awning. And this is a pretty big deal because there's a lot of other manufacturers that don't do this. And if your door is open, you open the awning, you can have risk of damaging the door. So I enjoy the way that they actually set this up. I think it was super smart. It is a power awning. Just touch a button, of course, to roll that out. Same thing for go back in. Standard one step, be able to pull that out to get in, as well as the larger grab handle right here. And as we talked about, this one is solar flex ready, so you can upgrade that to have that solar package. Right outside here is going to be another inverted outlet. So once again, as I mentioned, if you want that inverter, you have the capability to go ahead and add that. Now, as we come around to the back, you'll have two stabilizer jacks in the back, helping to stabilize the RV so it doesn't rock around a whole bunch with a single axle. That's definitely something you'll want to utilize. You'll also see that you have a square tubular bumper. Depending on the sewer hose, you may be able to store that in there. Cable inlet will be right here on the back. Up top center is going to be backup camera prep. So if you want that extra visibility when backing up, you have it. As I talked about earlier, this one has the on-demand water heater, and that will give you near endless hot water. The on-demand water heaters are fantastic. I've used them. I'm telling you, gone are the days of like a 5-minute shower. That is great. Right down underneath is going to be your termination. Both your black and gray tank valves will be located there. Coming up a little bit further are our two water connections, both the city water inlet as well as your fresh tank fill. And then right here is going to be your 30-amp power cord. Lightweight, affordable with some features that others don't have. The Springdale 1800 BH is a great option. If you're interested in price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker. Until next time, we'll see ya.